School. Will you please stand and sing with us our national anthem?
Welcome to tonight's broadcast. I'm Grayson Gurns, and I'm joined here by
Grant Tripp.
And I mean, tonight we got a good matchup between the Ramblers of McBain and the Ramblers of Boyne City.
Yeah, Ramblers versus Ramblers. That was giving me issues announcing the JV game, but it was on Tuesday where this girls' varsity team, McBain, took their first win against the Kingsley Stags. Hopefully they can keep that same momentum going here against Boyne City as we're set to tip off here.
Roosevelt tipping off, and then that's going to be...
Roosevelt going to tip it off. It's going to go to Peyton Grant. Peyton Grant going to pass it, looking for Adria Roosevelt. It's going to be stolen by Boyne City, though. Stolen by Peyton Grant. So back and forth here to begin. Grant driving in for the shot. Good. 2-0. Boyne City gets that ball right back, trailing now. Passing it way out to Little. Stolen by the Ramblers of McBain. It's going to be a foul.
This is a signature defense for O'Malley, the full court press. I mean, when he did his years on JV, his record on JV is like 121 to like 10. Because he's known for doing that full court press, putting as much pressure on the opposing team as possible, and then getting steals. That's the main motto there.
So here comes Adria Roosevelt for the shot. Good.
Not even like 2 minutes in, and they're already up by 2 points.
Yeah, we see that aggressive defense. Last week, though, they did have some fouls to clean up as that pass flies out of bounds.
Hey, it's the first game, so they're just still trying to figure out what is going on. But now since they're locked in and ready to go, they should be able to get a massive lead early.
Yeah, and as these games go by, they can definitely fix up those problems that they see at the start, and then they should be smooth sailing from there. As it's going to be Boyne City to pass it out, trying to get back in. But it's going to be stolen by Shannon Maloney. Shannon Maloney with a fast break, easy 2.
Yeah, again, good defense right there by Maloney, able to tip it up. And Boyne's just not able to respond to this type of aggressive defense. I mean, it doesn't give any openings to be able to pass the ball. And I mean, right there, another, and about it was another steal. It's just constant aggression. It's just like, it's like you're in a boxing match and you're just getting hit by several punches and all you can do is put your guard up.
Yeah, and we saw this in the JV game. Boyne City has to stop those turnovers that McBain is trying to force. It's going to be passed to number 3, out to, that was over to Burns for 3. No good. Going to be rebounded by Boyne City, though.
Rebounds. You need to box out and be able to get up those boards so then you can get some points up there.
It's going to be Wilson with it. Wilson over to Wilcox. Wilcox for 3. Good.
I mean, what it seems like is Boyne's trying to hit that outer three-point line to be able to score some of the big points immediately, and it looks like they got a couple of pretty good shooters out there.
Yeah, and that time working well. Way to put yourself back into this game, not let the McBain take full control. And it's going to be a foul there.
Holding by number 10. You're not allowed to grab or do anything like that. Looks like Maloney is going to set up the play, trying to look for an opening, gives it down low to Roosevelt. Roosevelt gets the ball stolen. That's going to be number 5 with the ball.
That's Wilcox coming down the court. Going to pass it out to number 10 for the shot. Good.
I mean, again, they're already, now the game is almost tied. Whoa, it's almost tied. That was a two-point shot, so it's 5-6 right now.
That was Ellie Wilson to Ellie Wilson for the shot.
And just like that, it's a close game, and the Ramblers up north get another steal.
It's going to be Noble over to Little, but Little loses control in the paint. And it looked like McBain was in control right off the bat, but now all of a sudden Boyne City just fighting right back into it.
Boyne City, and I think they're D4 school, so they're the same division as us, but they're one of the more bigger D4 schools. In football, they're like D5. So they're a pretty big school, but I'm pretty sure the only reason why we play them is because Ramblers. I'm actually serious. I think that's the only reason why we play them.
Yeah, the Rambler matchup. It's going to be Maloney passing it out to Isinga. Some tough defense from Boyne City. It's going to be Peyton Grant though charging through it. She's going to get a foul.
She tries to get through there and pass it down low to Roosevelt. But it's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be Ramblers able to get an inbound play on that.
It's going to be Adria Roosevelt to pass it out now. Going to pass it to her sister, who's going to try to get it back to her, but off target. So Boyne City going to keep that ball. Or get that ball back.
Yep, they're going to get it back, and now McBain's doing a full court press substitution, too. It looks like number 5. No, it looks like.
Going to gun it way deep for Noble. Noble coming down, going to take the shot and make it through. So Boyne City taking their first lead in the night, 7-6.
Peyton Grant going down the court. Big playmaker right there.
Over to Ridgeway. Ridgeway for 3. Good.
But McBain showing that they got some three-point shooters as well. They both have very productive,
Stolen back by Ridgeway. Oh, loses it trying to get it to Peyton Grant, though, as you were saying.
Looks like it's going to be a charge. It's going to be a substitution for the McBain Ramblers. That's going to be Michaela Blood coming in for
Isabel Roosevelt.
Isabel Roosevelt.
Going to be passed out to Noble. Noble going to lose it.
Maloney able to get the block right there, specifically Shannon Maloney.
Maloney going to give it to Grant.
Looks like Boyne's trying to do a full court press, giving her pressure the entire way.
Over to Maloney. So they're just going to slow it to their own pace here on this drive. They're going to flip it to Ridgway. Ridgway over to Blood. Blood for 3. Good.
Blood able to smack down those first. So far, they're 2 for 2 on threes.
Yeah, and you'd love to see them gunning those out, and then that will end up leaving the paint open if they overcompensate on that outer edge. So 12-7 now. It's going to be a timeout. We will see how both teams can control themselves after this break.
Yes.
Reedy's is a family restaurant on Main Street in McBain. Their menu has something for everyone, from kids' meals and pizza or burgers to their entrees such as grilled salmon, grilled tilapia, pasta dishes, and the best barbecue ribs or chicken around. Tuesday through Thursdays, Reedy's is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, they close at 9 p.m. And Sundays, they are not open at all. Food for your mood.
Leading 12-7, Boyne City's ball. It's going to be number 5 passing it out. That is Wilcox, and it's going to be lost.
5-second rule. You got it. It took too long to get the inbounds play, so it's going to be Ramblers' ball right underneath that hoop.
Yeah, now a great opportunity there after that 5-second foul. Maloney going to pass it to Blood, who's open. Blood for the shot. No good, but there will be a foul.
So she will be able to shoot. I think that is 2.
Looking to make it 14-7.
Looking to get a big lead right now, because then that means you're going to have to shoot a couple of threes. That, I mean, I originally thought, by the way, the Ramblers came out in this game with high energy and high hopes and, like, just momentum. But now it looks like it's going to be it might be a battle this entire game, because both these teams have been scoring on transitions.
Second free throw will be good, so it will be 14-7, 4 minutes and 33 seconds to go. It's going to be passed out to Wilson. Wilson over to Wilcox. Over to Bush. Bush in the corner, going to try to pass it out. Trouble with it, going to be taken by Peyton Grant. Grant going to pass it over to Ridgway. Ridgway back to Grant. Grant for 3. No good.
Rebounded by Blood. Blood goes up, and that's some easy points for Blood.
And great work by Blood to pick up her teammate after that missed 3. It's going to be a deep pass out to Noble. Noble going to stop and pass it out to Wilcox. Wilcox over to Bush. And it's going to be shot up. That was no good by Wilson. Taken out by Adria Roosevelt past half court. Going to drive in, pass it out to Maloney. Maloney wide open for the shot.
Maloney again wide open down in that paint and be able to go for the shot. Now they got about 10-point Hail Mary.
Over to Burns. We've seen a lot of long passes like those so far today from Boyne City.
Well, there's nothing else they can do. They just got to hit those long passes because the full press defense is not letting anybody get open. And they're just having a hard time finding someone to pass to.
It's going to be Wilcox with it now. Going to fall into a trap. Going to hand it off to her teammate. That is Bush. Bush going to give it to Wilson. Wilson for the shot. No good. Rebounded by Wilson. Wilson going to lose it out of bounds.
Now substitution for McBain. They're bringing in a couple of people. Wallenjus, Roosevelt, and Isinga.
So it's going to be over to Peyton Grant. She'll take it out or she'll give it to Ridgway. Back to Grant. Over to Roosevelt. Over to Isinga. Over to Roosevelt in the paint for the shot. No good. Going to be out.
It's going to be the Ramblers' ball.
You can't say that. You can't say it's the Ramblers' ball.
Yeah, I can.
Which Rambler?
The
Boyne
Boyne City Ramblers.
It's going to be Noble to pass it out.
The Ramblers up north, I'll just say that.
Noble going to
Hail
hail
Mary.
it down, intercepted by Roosevelt.
They're just throwing absolute missiles down the court. Peyton Grant with the three. Bang.
Bang.
Frag out, as they like to say.
21-7. It's going to be Noble coming out with it. Going to pass it out, swatted away by Peyton Grant.
Grant was swatting that thing like a fly, and unfortunately, she knocked it out of bounds, but still good effort right there.
It's going to be over to Ogden. Ogden going to try to find Guillaume. It's going to be out of bounds.
Looks like Ayla Ferdine's going to be subbed in. Ayla Ferdine coming in for Ridgeway.
Going to pass it out to Peyton Grant.
Grant trying to set up some offense.
Over to Eisenga. Over to Roosevelt. Roosevelt for the shot, good.
Roosevelt just being dominant down on that paint. And it's just, like, you don't really have to do that much. All you got to do is turn your body and go up strong, and then bam, you got on point.
Yeah, and we've seen those threes from McBain, but if they can dominate that physicality in the paint, it's a totally different ballgame, and they can easily take more control than they already have.
Yes.
It's going to be Eisenga with the ball out of nowhere. It's going to be Peyton Grant now. Going to pass it out to Eisenga. But it's going to be stolen by Wilcox, blocking the pass for Wallenges.
Good defensive steal right there.
For three, no good. Rebounded by Eisenga. Eisenga has trouble with it, regains possession out to Peyton Grant.
It looks like Boyne is switching from the full court press to kind of like, defensively they're very aggressive.
Peyton Grant coming in with it, going to be fouled. Going to get two at the line now.
She was trying to get in there and try to put up some shots. I mean, she's very aggressive, driving in there, doing some doing like a Euro step, and just trying to get some points.
First free throw up and good. Ramblers leading by 17. The Ramblers of McBain, that is.
Yes, you got to clarify. It's very confusing times.
Second free throw, no good. Going to be up and out. Going to be Boyne City's ball.
Now the Ramblers of McBain are going to be doing that, again, that full court press defense. They're going to have to just throw an absolute missiles down the court. No, never mind. They're able to.
Going to be blocked by Ridgeway, taken by Isabel. Isabel over to Eisenga. Eisenga going to travel.
Eisenga, that's just something you don't want to see. I mean, especially on transition like that, you don't want to see something like that.
1 minute, 8 seconds left in the first quarter. Boyne City's ball trailing by 17. Going to pass it over to Little. Little going to pass it out to Burns. Burns shot no good. Going to be foul.
That's going to be, and she did a good, I mean, Roosevelt did a good job boxing out, but a little bit too much aggression knocked her over, and so that's going to be like a foul, like you said, and then she's going to be able to shoot too.
First shot is up and no good. Second shot won't be any good either. It's going to be Wallen just with the rebound. Won't get it out to anybody. It's going to be Little with it. Little going to try to pass it, but it's going to go out of bounds.
Eisenga doing a good job of just knocking it out of bounds right there. And being able to, I mean, it's better than them getting a free point that they have to do an inbounds play.
So it's going to be over to Wilcox.
Now, right there, I've seen so far, both the freshmen and the JV boys have done that exact inbounds play where they create a wall and let somebody get out, trying to hopefully bang out a three. I've seen that in all the teams so far. It's like a signature. Looks like the refs are discussing something.
So the ball will remain in McBain's hands. After the long discussion, it's going to be blood over to Peyton Grant. Going to cross half court. Over to Eisinga in the corner. Going to be popped out by Ogden.
Ogden able to knock that out. Now it's going to be McBain's ball, but not right underneath the hoop, but in good position.
It's going to be over to Grant. Looking for a lane, going to pass it out to Ferdine. Ferdine over to Blood. It's going to go off Blood's hand, I believe.
Now, one thing I'm going to state about like both the teams, varsity teams for boys and girls, it's they're very young. They're very young teams. On this one, they have they have three sophomores right now on varsity, and on for varsity boys, they got 2 sophomores and a bunch of juniors. So it's a very young team for both sides. Both sides have 3 seniors, but yeah, it's just if they're able to perform at a good level, there's good future for both sides.
After that sequence, it's going to be Roosevelt coming to the line for 2 free throws. First one's going to be up and no good. Second free throw attempt will go through, so 25-7 now with 20 seconds left in the first quarter. It's going to be Noble, going to lose it after Ferdine pops it out. Going to be picked up by Little. The whistle will be blown.
$12 seconds on the clock before the end of the first period.
It's going to be Boyne's ball. It's going to hit Ferdine. Pass out to Peyton Grant. Peyton Grant with a lot of space coming in for the shot. Easy.
Easy for Grant, and that's going to be her 8th point today.
27-7, 1 second to go. Shot is up, not in time. So the Ramblers end this first quarter leading by 20.
Come shop at the family-owned Lakeside Ace Hardware, where you'll always leave satisfied. We pride ourselves at giving customers top-of-the-line products such as Benjamin Moore paint, Traeger grills, Uni ovens, and much more. We provide great tools from companies like Milwaukee and DeWalt, but our best product is our customer service. Our friendly staff is always happy to help you get what you need to make a perfect house better. The price is always right here at Lakeside Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Back to it now. Substitution coming in for the Rambler Review. It's going to be Landon Eisinga coming in for Grayson Guernsey. Welcome to it now.
Thank you.
It was a great first quarter from the McBain Ramblers, leading by 20 points. And then, of course, that first and this second quarter brought to you by Littletown Jerky. Littletown Jerky fueling the Rambler Review crew.
L&J Meat Market, fueling the crew.
I am so sorry. It's going to be
I'll
Blood
forgive you for now.
passing it out to Adria Roosevelt. Ball's going to be popped out. So it's going to be McBain's ball. It's going to be passed out to Peyton Grant. Out to Michaela Blood. That was L&J Meat Markets I was shouting out. It's going to be Isabel Roosevelt. Going to pass it over to Maloney. Just looking for any play. It's going to be over to Adria Roosevelt. Not going to get to her.
Sorry, I'm back. Technical issues.
It's going to be over to Noble. Noble going to pass it to Little. Little shot, no good. Rebounded by Isabel Roosevelt.
I mean, I gotta say that was a great cut there and great pass under the basket by Boyne City.
So it's going to be Ramblers ball now. It's going to be over to Peyton Grant. Peyton Grant driving in. Going to drive in for the shot. No good. Rebounded by Isabel Roosevelt. Isabel Roosevelt's shot is up and good. So 29-7 now.
Another great pass by the Ramblers of McBain.
It's going to be Little. Little over to Wilson. Wilson going to pass it out to Noble. Noble going to charge in for the shot. Shot's going to be no good, but is going to draw a foul. So Noble's going to get 2 shots at the line now, looking to cut the lead back down to 20, but that won't help as the first shot is up and no good. Second free throw shot will not be good either. Going to be rebounded by Blood. Blood over to Grant. Grant going to pass it to Maloney. Maloney with a lot of defenders on her, but will still make the shot.
That was a great fast break and then pass down to Maloney. And she could just secure the basket.
31-7, stolen by Maloney. Maloney right back to it for the easy layup and will not make it. It's going to be Wilson with it now. Ball's going to get punched out by Maloney and then touched by Boyne City. So McBain's going to get that ball.
Great defense by Maloney.
Substitution now for the Ramblers. It's going to be Wallen just coming in for Blood. Then for Dean is going to come in for Isabel Roosevelt. It's going to be Maloney out to Grant. Grant just going to cross half court with it. It's going to be back to Maloney. Maloney over to Adria Roosevelt, over to Wallinges. Over to Maloney. Maloney in the paint, going to take the shot. No good. Rebounded by Boyne City.
Great fight for the ball there by both teams. I mean, both getting in there, getting scrappy. I mean, that's just the way this basketball game is supposed to be.
So it's going to be Boyne City's ball now. It's going to be Little to pass it out. Over to Noble. Noble going to charge forward. Gets past Wallen, just going to take the shot. No good. Rebounded by Boyne City. And then ball is in the air. Ayla Ferdine not quite able to rebound that one in. So it's going to be Boyne City's ball now. It's going to be tipped by Adria Roosevelt, but Boyne City's going to get back with it. It's number 10, Ellie Wilson. But it's going to be out of bounds on Boyne City, so Ramblers will get that ball back, still leading 31-7 as we enter the third minute of this second quarter.
Been getting pretty physical there at the end of that play.
It's going to be Peyton Grant now. Passing it out to Maloney. Maloney to Adria Roosevelt. Adria Roosevelt's shot is up and good. 33-7, 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go. It's going to be Noble now. Over to number 25, that is Burns. Burns driving in for the shot. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Noble. Noble's shot, no good. Peyton Grant, trouble with it, and it's going to get flung out.
Both teams getting scrappy again underneath that basket for the ball. I mean, they both love being physical, both these teams do.
It's going to be Ogden to pass it out. Gonna give it over to Burns. Burns just gonna pass it, and it's gonna end up in Maloney's hands. Maloney charging down the court, gonna stop and slow it down. It's gonna be Peyton Grant. Peyton Grant for the long three. No good. Rebounded by Maloney. Maloney back to Grant. Gonna slow it down, catch a breather here.
How about Maloney? I mean, she's been all over. She's been stealing all the passes. She's been getting the ball.
It's gonna be stolen by Noble, out to Burns. Burns with a layup, won't make it, rebounded by Little. Little's shot will be good.
Layups, they matter. That's all I need to say.
33-9, 4 minutes, 40 seconds to go. It's Peyton Grant at half court, gonna pass it out to Maloney. Maloney over to Grant, but it's gonna be popped out by Ogden. Ogden charging down, gonna stop. Pass it to her teammate Little. Little for the shot, will go through.
I mean, great steal there by Boyne and finish.
It's going to be a timeout from McBain. They're going to take a breather here after all of a sudden Boyne City's showing some fight.
Here at Shepherd's Agency in downtown McBain, we are your local and trusted source for all your insurance needs. We truly appreciate our clients and we work hard to provide them with the best coverage at a fair price. If you're not already a client of ours, contact us and let us see what we can do for you. Call us at 231-825-2411. Stop in the office or visit us online at shepherdsagency.com.
After that timeout, both teams back on the court with 4 minutes, 19 seconds to go. McBain leading it by 22. They'll have the ball looking to increase that lead. It's going to be Ridgway over to Grant. Going to cross half court with it. But it's going to be stolen by Ogden. Ogden going to have trouble with it. Pass it out to Wilson. Wilson over to number 22. Rebounded by Peyton Grant. That was Bush with the shot. Bush shot. No good. It's going to be Peyton Grant over to Ridgway. Ridgway looking for Wallenjus. Wallenjus loses it, regains, passes it to Grant. Grant loses it. Going to be picked up by Ogden. It's going to be ruled McBain's ball. It's going to be Roby to pass it out. Roby over to Grant. Going to slip through Grant's fingers. Going to get picked up by Roby, back to Grant. It's going to be over to Isabel Roosevelt. Isabel Roosevelt in the paint. Going to take the shot. Going to travel. So the ball back in Boyne City's hands. It's going to be Wilson with it. Wilson going to pass it out to Ogden. Ogden for the shot, blocked by Blood. Rebounded by Boyne City. Shot's going to be up and no good. Taken by Peyton Grant. Over to Blood. Blood wide open. Shot up and through.
Blood has been all over tonight. She's been getting the ball. She's been playing defense. She's great at getting rebounds.
35-11 now. Noble with it. Noble charging through. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Blood. It's going to be Peyton Grant with it, crossing half court over to Roosevelt. Roosevelt not able to reel it in. Boyne City's ball now. It's going to be Burns to pass it out. Burns over to Wilson. Wilson loses the ball, going to be picked up by Noble. Noble over to Ogden. Or that's not Ogden, that was Bush. Bush's shot up and no good. Pass to Peyton Grant in the open court for the layup. No good. Rebounded by Isinga. Isinga's shot will go through.
Fast break to a layup. Great finish by the Ramblers there on that play.
37-11 now, 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Going to be a timeout, Boyne City. So now McBain leading by 26. We'll see after this timeout.
Hi folks, our annual Taste of Christmas is back.
Come and sample holiday favorites before you buy.
We'll have delicious prime rib, ham, brisket, and corned beef.
Plus our homemade salads, cheese, sausages, and our gift boxes.
Join us in Reed City or Everett, December 7th from 11 to 3, or in Falmouth, December 14th from 11 to 3. So much to taste and see this Christmas at Evil's General Store, all around the great towns of Falmouth, Reed City, and Everett.
And we are back from that break.
Finishing up that timeout now. So far today, it's been all about McBain dominating in both JV and now varsity games. It's going to be Noble to pass it out. Going to pass it over to number 22. Oh. It's Noble with the shot. Noble's shot up and good.
Great job on driving in there by Noble. I mean, that finish was incredible, getting in there and passing all this McBain defense. I mean, that's something that they haven't been able to do very much tonight, and she just did that all.
It's going to be out to Maloney. Over to Roosevelt. Over to Blood. Blood going to take the shot up and no good. Rebounded by Bush. Going to pass it way out. Going to be blocked by Blood. And then going to wind up out of bounds. So it's going to be Geem with it. Over to Bush. Bush over to Little. Little's three, no good. Ogden trying to get it to Noble. Noble going to get it, going to shoot it up out of bounds.
Tough defense by McBain. They've just been getting in the Boyne City Ramblers' faces all night, and they're not letting up.
1 minute, 19 seconds to go in the second quarter. Going to be blocked by Maloney out of bounds.
She's been doing that all night. She's been getting to that pass, and she's been able to block it multiple times.
Shot up, no good. Shot up, no good. It's going to be Burns with it. Burns shot no good. Rebounded by Adria Roosevelt. Over to Peyton Grant. Going to slow it down, call a play. Pass it out to Isinga. Isinga's three, no good. So Boyne City getting that ball back down 24 now. It's going to go over to Little. Back to Noble. Over to Little, stolen by Grant. Grant coming in for the easy two, won't make it. Rebounded by Blood. Blood's shot no good. Rebounded by Maloney. Going to call a foul. So Blood will come to the line. First shot will go through. 38-13 now. Looking to make it 39-13 now with the second free throw attempt. going to be no good. Rebounded by Little. Going to pass it tipped by Adria Roosevelt, taken by Noble. Noble over to Geem. Going to be stolen, though, by Izinga.
Excellent job on the reading that play and getting to that pass there and stealing it.
Maloney going to drive in for the shot, no good. Rebounded by Izinga. Izinga's shot, no good. Maloney out to Grant. Grant for three, also no good. Drained a lot of clock off. 22.3 seconds left in the half. So it's going to be out to Wilson. Wilson going to try to get it to Little. Going to be stolen by Grant. Maloney now with an open court. Going to take the shot good.
Great job by breaking down there by Maloney.
Pass out to Little now. Looking for Noble. Going to be stolen by Adria Roosevelt. Over to Blood with an open court. But will make the shot no good, just out of time. That's going to do it for the first half. So far, McBain dominating, up 40-13. We'll see if Boyne City can respond from that in the second half.
Twisted Cow, a culinary journey you won't forget. Now serving food all year round. From our signature roll-and wrap to our daily special, every bite celebrates flavor and tradition. Whether you're dining in with friends or grabbing a quick bite, we have something for everyone. Look us up on any browser at Twisted Cow to see our hours, location, and number to call in and order. Or dine with us at 123 Roland Street, McBain, Michigan. You know about McLain's excellence in auto repair and transmission work. Now he takes that same work ethic in selling mid-value SUVs and rest-free Southern trucks at an affordable price. These vehicles all have an exact description on his website at www.mclainsAutosales.com, or you can just call today at 231-779-1394.
Here at Shepherd's Agency in downtown McBain, we are your local and trusted source for all your insurance needs. We truly appreciate our clients and we work hard to provide them with the best coverage at a fair price. If you're not already a client of ours, contact us and let us see what we can do for you. Call us at 231-825-2411. Stop in the office or visit us online at shepherdsagency.com.
Reedy's is a family restaurant on Main Street in McBain. Their menu has something for everyone from kids' meals and pizza or burgers to their entrees such as grilled salmon, grilled tilapia, pasta dishes, and the best barbecue ribs or chicken around. Tuesday through Thursdays, Reedy's is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, they close at 9 p.m. And Sundays, they are not open at all. Food for your mood.
Hi folks, our annual Taste of Christmas is back.
Come and sample holiday favorites before you buy.
We'll have delicious prime rib, ham, brisket, and corned beef.
Plus our homemade salads, cheese, sausages, and our gift boxes.
Join us in Reed City or Everett, December 7th from 11 to 3, or in Falmouth, December 14th from 11 to 3. So much to taste and see this Christmas at Eva's General Store, all around the great towns of Falmouth, Reed City, and Everett.
Come shop at the family-owned Lakeside Ace Hardware, where you'll always leave satisfied. We pride ourselves at giving customers top-of-the-line products such as Benjamin Moore paint, Traeger grills, Uni ovens, and much more. We provide great tools from companies like Milwaukee and DeWalt, but our best product is our customer service. Our friendly staff is always happy to help you get what you need to make a perfect house better. The price is always right here at Lakeside Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Northern Truck Service, established in 2015 by John Skierbeck. It's a full diesel mechanic shop that can do anything from changing a light bulb to a full rebuild. With a stock of most parts, they can get you back on the road in no time.
Kicking off the second half, Boyne City's ball.
There you go.
It's going to be Little with it. Over to Wilcox. Wilcox is going to lose the ball out of bounds. Going to say it was out, or it's going to be a foul on Maloney.
And this quarter will be brought to you by L&J's Meat Market. It fuels the Rambler Review crew.
It's going to be over to Wilson. Going to be taken by Isinga, though. It's going to be Peyton Grant now with the ball. McBain over to Maloney. Maloney in the corner. Maloney wide open for the three. Opted not to take it. Passes out to Peyton Grant. Peyton Grant for the three. Laces it through, 43-13.
That was a clean shot right there by Grant.
Scored her 11th point of today. It's going to be blocked by Maloney trying to pass it out to Little. It's going to be Boyne City's ball now. It's going to be Wilcox to pass it out. And too long to pass the ball. Second time that's happened today for Boyne City. It happened in the first quarter, and you're just handing McBain the ball.
Great coverage by McBain, though. I mean, that's pretty hard to do.
It's going to be Peyton Grant with it now. Over to Isinga. Isinga in a trap. Going to throw it out. Good pass. Hit the leg of a Boyne City player, so McBain will maintain possession. It's going to be Maloney to throw it out. Finds Isabel Roosevelt. Going to pass it over to Peyton Grant. Over to Isinga in the corner. Isinga going to hit Adria Roosevelt. Adria Roosevelt inching towards the paint. Going to give it out to Peyton Grant. Peyton Grant for another three. Good.
And she's just a walking bucket tonight already.
46-13. It's going to be Burns. Burns for three. No good. Rebounded by Isinga. Isinga going to throw it out to Grant. Over to Maloney. Maloney shot no good. Rebounded by Adria Roosevelt. Adria Roosevelt's shot no good. Rebounded by Isabel Roosevelt. Her shot no good. Now it's going to be Grant for three. Shot up no good. Ball is in the air. Picked up by Burns. Burns on the floor.
Another jump ball. Scrambling for it was McBain. I think for McBain that was, I guess I couldn't have told.
So it's going to be a timeout now for McBain, as you said. 6 minutes, 1 second to go. We'll see you after the break.
Come shop at the family-owned Lakeside Ace Hardware, where you'll always leave satisfied. We pride ourselves at giving customers top-of-the-line products such as Benjamin Moore paint, Traeger grills, Uni ovens, and much more. We provide great tools from companies like Milwaukee and DeWalt, but our best product is our customer service. Our friendly staff is always happy to help you get what you need to make a perfect house better. The price is always right here at Lakeside Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Back to it now. So far, to start this second half, it's been Peyton Grant just slinging out threes left and right.
I mean, she's been crazy accurate so far.
And that's all you can really ask for. It's going to be Roosevelt over to Blood, over Blood's head. Blood will catch up to it. Gonna give it out to Grant. Over to Ferdine. Ferdine gonna drive in over to Blood. Blood gonna take the shot, no good, out of bounds. It's gonna be Boyne City's ball now, trailing by 33.
Large deficit, but not impossible to catch up.
It's going to be Wilson with it now. Wilson going to try to get it to Little, but it's going to be Michaela Blood all over it.
Getting scrappy again was Blood and Wilson. I mean, both teams have been scrappy all night trying to get that ball, and that's just incredible.
It's going to be Burns now to pass it out. Going to get it to Noble. Noble shot, no good. Rebounded by Adria Roosevelt. Going to pass it to Isinga. Isinga charging forward for the shot. Going to make it up, no good. Rebounded by Burns. Burns over to Little. Little over to Wilcox. Way deep. Taken by Noble. Noble loses control. Going to be kicked out of bounds by Ferdine.
Pretty smart play there by Ferdine to kick it out. I mean, better to kick it out than let the other team get it.
Yeah. It's going to be Burns to pass it out now. Over to Wilcox. Going to pass it. Oh, blocked by Isinga. Going to go out of bounds. So Boyne City going to maintain possession as Burns comes in for Wilson. It's going to be stolen by Adria Roosevelt, who's going to pass it out to Isinga over to Grant. Grant wide open, going to take the shot, no good. Out of bounds. Wilcox not able to reel the rebound in. It's going to be Michaela Blood to pass it out. Going to throw it to Isinga. Isinga over to Grant. Grant over to Ferdine. Ferdine over to Roosevelt. Roosevelt shot up and through. 48-13, 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go.
Great pass in there to, what was that?
Adria Roosevelt.
Adria Roosevelt, and then a great finish by her too.
It's going to be Burns for three. Burns three, no good. Rebounded by Blood. Going to pass it backwards to Grant. Over to Isinga. Isinga for three. Good.
And that's Isinga saying that Grant is not the only one that can shoot threes tonight.
51-13 now. 4 minutes, 9 seconds to go. It's going to be Wilson coming down the court with it. Going to be given over to Noble. Noble for the shot. Good. Will draw the foul.
Great play there by Boyne. I mean, this is going to help them close the gap here, but it's still a pretty large deficit to close. I mean, they need to work for that.
Would be something quite incredible for Boyne City to rally back this huge deficit. It's going to be Noble at the line to add on that extra point now. Free throw is going to be good, so it will be a three-point play. It's going to be over to Ferdine. Ferdine over to Grant. It's going to be over to Ridgway. Ridgway going to shoot the three. No good. Rebounded by Roosevelt. Roosevelt shot up and good.
Great job by Roosevelt to keep the ball in there and then finish up with a layup.
53-16 now. It's going to be Wilson with it. Wilson looking for a lane. Going to pass it out. Going to be touched out of bounds by Adria Roosevelt.
More great defense by McBain to block those passes. They've been doing that all night.
Shot's going to be rebounded by Roosevelt. Shot up by Noble, no good. Going to draw a foul. So now it's going to be Burns to take 2 attempts at the free throw line. First free throw is going to be no good. In comes Wallen just for Blood. Isabel Roosevelt going to replace her sister. Burns' second attempt will be good. Going to be 53-17 now with 3.5 minutes left to go in the third. going to be Peyton Grant with it now. Over to Ridgway. Ridgway going to charge in for the shot. No good. Rebounded by Wallen. Wallen just shot no good. Rebounded by Roosevelt. Roosevelt will make it in. Third time's the charm for McBain.
Rebounds matter.
Way deep to Burns. Over her head. So McBain going to get that ball right back after those impressive rebounds. It's going to be a high pass to Grant. Grant going to charge in. Going to pass it to Roosevelt. Roosevelt for the shot. Easy money.
Great job by
57-17. Sorry.
Great job by Grant to drive down there and then see Roosevelt was open and then just pass it down to her for a finish.
It's going to be over to Wilson. Wilson for the long two. Will make it 57-19.
Great shot by Wilson there.
Unfortunately, her feet were just on the line. It's going to be Ridgway now. Over to Grant. Grant over to Ridgway. Ridgway charging in for the shot. No good. Rebounded by Little. Little going to drive it cross half court. Shot by Wilson. No good. Rebounded by Noble. Noble shot up and good and will draw the foul. So now looking to tack on that extra point will be Noble, as there is 1 minute 45 seconds to go left in this third quarter. Shot is up and no good, rebounded by Roosevelt. Roosevelt going to pass it out to Grant. Way deep to Maloney. Maloney open for the shot. Maloney shot up and good.
Great fast break there by Maloney.
59-21, 1 minute and a half to go. It's going to be Wilson now. Wilson over to Little. Going to be taken by Ridgway. Ridgway to Grant. Grant coming down the court for the shot. Will make it. 61-21 now.
Another great fast break, but this time by Grant.
It's going to be over to Ogden. Ogden going to hit Noble. And the ball is going to get popped out of bounds. Oh, it's going to be a timeout. I don't think anybody really knew. Or is it?
I guess not.
So 34 seconds to go. Going to be Ridgway coming across half court. Going to give it to Ferdine. Ferdine going to charge in. Ferdine going to pass it to Roosevelt, but going to be stolen by Noble. Noble going to fall and get a foul. It's going to be against Ferdine.
Great defense by Boyne there.
.2 seconds left to go. Never mind, 2.9. Why do they? The clock just keeps on running.
It's a running clock, I guess.
Yeah. At the line, it's going to be Noble with 1.8 seconds to go. Looking to tack on 2 before the end of this third quarter. First attempt going to be no good, so only able to tack on 1 if this is through. It will be, so 61-22. It's going to be Maloney. Maloney not even going to take the shot. That'll do it for the third quarter. Still only been about McBain dominating, 61-22.
Hi, folks. Our annual Taste of Christmas is back.
Come and sample holiday favorites before you buy.
We'll have delicious prime rib, ham, brisket, and corned beef.
Plus our homemade salads, cheese, sausages, and our gift boxes.
Join us in Reed City or Everett, December 7th from 11 to 3, or in Falmouth, December 14th from 11 to 3. So much to taste and see this Christmas at Eva's General Store, all around the great towns of Falmouth, Reed City, and Everett.
back to it now as this 38-second break is counting down till the final quarter. And so far today from both girls basketball teams, for McBain have just been blowing out their opponent, Boyne City. This current game, 61-22. I mean, great offense from both McBain teams and great defense overall.
I mean, it's just been a great game so far. I mean, both teams showing a lot of fight. Just McBain has been able to finish their shots and like their drives with a score.
Yeah, both girls teams looking to win 2 straight each.
This fourth period will be brought to you by L&J Meat Market. It fuels the Rambler Review crew.
So it's going to be Boyne's ball. Wilcox to pass it out. Going to find Wilson through a tight window over to Ogden. Ogden over to Noble. Noble for the shot. And will make it through. So 61-24. I'll call a break because the clock wasn't running. Whoever is running the clock here having some issues. Might be a technology problem.
But before that, crispy passing there by Boyne City.
Yeah, some beautiful passes. It's going to be Wallen just over to Ridgway. Ridgway going to make it to the back court. So the ball is going to go back to Boyne City. It's going to be Wilcox over to Little. Little over to Noble. Noble in the paint. Noble going to lose it out of bounds.
Looks like a McBain Rambler knocked it out of her hands.
So it's going to be Ogden to pass it to Noble. Noble's shot is way up. Rebounded by Roosevelt.
Be a jump ball, McBain's ball.
It's going to be Roby over to Ridgway. Ridgway back to Roby. Roby over to Maloney. Maloney going to take the shot. No good. Out of bounds.
Seems like Boyne City's figuring out McBain's offense and getting in their faces a little bit.
It's going to be over to Ogden. Ogden over to Little. Little back to Ogden. It's going to be stolen by Maloney. Maloney coming down the court. Open field. Going to make the shot up. No good. Rebounded by out of bounds. Looked as if it was touched out by Boyne City.
Maloney with a steal to a fast break. Just couldn't seem to capitalize off of that, though.
Still not over because they do remain in possession. It's going to be Maloney looking for Roosevelt. Popped out by Boyne City over to Roby to Ridgway. Ridgway going to charge in for it. Make the shot up. No good. Rebounded by Roosevelt. Roosevelt going to take the shot and will make it through. 63-24. Just some physical offense from McBain.
Yeah, great control of the ball by Roosevelt there. I mean, being able to keep the ball from the defenders and scoring with that.
It's going to be Noble over to Ogden. Ogden's three, no good. Rebounded by Little. Little's shot, no good. Ridgway now coming down the court, going to get a foul as a hand might have hit her. It's going to be a foul on McBain. It's going to be over to looking for Noble. Maloney almost had it, but Burns recovered. Burns going to try to take the shot. Will draw a foul. So it's going to be Burns to get 2 attempts at the line, looking to make it 63-26. First shot, no good. Second shot from Burns. No good. Rebounded by Noble. Noble's going to get the shot up, though, 63-26.
Great job on breaking through and getting that rebound and scoring off of that.
Ridgeway going to travel. It's going to be over to Wilson. Wilson going to pass it out to Burns. Burns coming in for the shot. No good. Rebounded by Blood. Blood coming down the court. Stolen by Burns. Blocked by Blood. Burns back with it.
Back and forth game right there.
Burns going to stop. Take the three. No good. So ball will go to McBain. It's going to be Ridgeway with it. Ridgeway over to Isinga. Isinga they're just gonna pass it around, slow this game down with 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go. It's gonna go over to Roby. Roby has trouble with it, loses it, picked up by Burns. Burns over to Wilson. Wilson. It's going to be taken by Roosevelt. Roosevelt over to Blood, over Blood's head. Blood will catch up to it, taken by Roosevelt. They're going to call it out of bounds.
Blood almost had it there. Should have kept it in there. That could have ended in a score by McBain.
Pass just a little off target there. Going to be over to Wilson. Wilson over to Burns. Burns charging in for the shot, going to draw the foul. So Burns' first free throw attempt is going to be no good. Second try from Burns, also no good. Rebounded by Roosevelt. Roosevelt loses it, picked up by Ridgeway. Ridgeway over to Blood. Blood charging in, moving quick. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Blood. Blood gonna just give it to Ridgeway. Ridgeway over to Roosevelt in the paint. Roosevelt shot no good. Roosevelt up with the rebound. Second shot, no good.
Great job by Roosevelt on getting underneath the basket and just getting that ball. It's too bad she couldn't capitalize on that, but she's going to the line to have a chance here.
Looking to score her 9th and 10th points of the ball game. First shot's going to be no good.
After this shot, this will be the last minute of the game.
Second shot is up and through. So 64-26, 1 minute to go.
So far been a great game by both teams.
It's going to go over to Burns. Burns for the shot, no good. Rebounded by Burns. Burns' second shot, no good. Still in possession. Going to go to Ridgeway now. McBain has it. Coming forward over to Roosevelt. Roosevelt's shot up and no good. Rebounded by Noble. Noble coming down with 35 seconds left to go. Gonna charge. No call. Gonna go out of bounds.
This game's getting physical.
It's gonna be for Dean to pass it out with 29 seconds. It's gonna be Ridgeway with it. Ridgeway over to Blood. Blood gonna travel. (64-26), 25 seconds to go. McBain just looking to close this one out. It's gonna go over to, I don't have their number. It's going to be Isinga with it, looking to drain out these last 7 seconds over to Ridgway. Ridgway just going to drain it out, and that will do it. So both the JV and varsity girls team for McBain beat Boyne City by double digits. So both starting off 2-0 as the varsity team wins this one 64-26 as we prepare for the boys varsity game in about 15 minutes.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to thank my crew for being here. I have Landon Isinga, of course, with me, Cole Engelwright and Javen Brainerd. Huge shout out to those guys. Nothing would be possible without them.